The next, the next speaker is Omar Fehmi. He is the senior medical student at University of Michigan, and he is the NAAMA NextGen co-president. He's taking the genes of his parents who are active and dedicated to this association. His father is the current NAAMA Foundation trustee, and his mom was the past immediate president of the NAAMA. And this is the time we have to invest in this young generation, and we expect him to be the leader of our young generation, whom we need them to carry the torch of the NAAMA. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you so much. I must have written it wrong. I wish I was a senior medical student. I'm a senior undergraduate. I just want to make that clear. Okay, awesome. Let's just get started. If we could go to the next slide, please. I have the clicker. Awesome. Cool. So just as an outline of what we're going to be talking about today, we have some introductions. Thank you very much for the introductions. We're going to be talking about what is NAAMA NextGen, our NAAMA NextGen chapters, NAAMA NextGen National, the current state of affairs of NAAMA NextGen, and the near future, the long term, and then we're going to address some questions. So looking at what NAAMA NextGen does, it was founded in 2018 by then President Dr. Ruba Ali Fehmi. It works on a chapter model, very similar to NAAMA itself, except for chapters are housed in academic institutions, both undergraduate and graduate. So that's your medical schools, your dental schools, nursing, PA, whatnot. And very simply put, we bring together Arab American healthcare students and help them with their career goals in the context of their Arab American identity. So looking at our chapters, what does a chapter do? At the base minimum requirement, a chapter has to be an organization. Can I hold this? Okay. A chapter has to be an organization, and they have to host an event. So being an organization, you have to have 4 board members, you need to register with your school, and you need to register with NAAMA NextGen. Beyond that, it's as simple as hosting a single event. Now obviously, this is a baseline requirement. We have many successful chapters, and they do a lot more than just the minimums. So looking at some of our most successful chapters, we see them hosting mentorship programs, where at undergraduate institutions, you're pairing upperclassmen with underclassmen, and medical students with upperclassmen, such as the University of Michigan, where we're lucky enough to have an undergraduate chapter and a medical school chapter. We're looking at professional development events, helping out with the MCAT, having medical students speak to undergraduates, having physician panels, having scheduling events. We have a very strong social community. At U of M, we have an event every single week, and 3 of the 4 weeks are social events. We're looking at member development, so this is looking at giving our members study materials, preparation for the MCAT, anything to be successful as a pre-medical, medical, just a student within your academic institution. We engage in a lot of philanthropy at the chapter level and at the national level, and I'm going to be highlighting this in a bit. And finally, at the medical school level, a lot of chapters engage in research. So here are some pictures. I just want to highlight some of my favorite events. In the top left, that's actually New Jersey. I believe that's Rowan, if she's here. That is you, right? Yes? Okay. We have cider mill socials. One of our chapters went ice skating. A lot of these are social events. On the bottom right, it's a fundraiser, Ramadan fundraiser. Bowling, that's me in the middle. You can kind of see me a little bit. So lots of different events. And what I think is so cool about this chapter model is that although we all ultimately have the same goal, some universities are different than others. For example, at the University of Michigan, where I go, that's why I keep referencing it, we have a very strong Arab community. There's not really such a strong need to try to recruit and find people and connect them. It's already done for us. So we don't focus too much on that. However, in a chapter like Loyola School of Medicine, they don't have a very strong Arab community. So they're very much about the cultural identity, very much about the social perspective. Here's some additional events. Medical student panels. We have a research study in the top left. Mental health. Yep, so many different events right here in the bottom. Another research study, vaccine hesitancy and healthcare perceptions in Arab American communities. And again, each chapter is uniquely different. So each one is able to cater its own events to its members to serve them best. And what is so amazing about all of these different chapters is someone has done it, right? So chapters can teach each other how to do the best possible event. And I'm going to get back to this point in just a little bit. Now looking at national, what does national do? National really has two purposes. Firstly is to support our chapters, and secondly is to empower our members. So looking at supporting chapters, firstly we have a full-time position on our board to help with chapter development. So this is someone who's going to meet with an interested party, get them started, and again, the minimum requirement, the barrier for entry is very, very minimal. You need 4 people to start, and they will help you A to Z with our event guidelines. I mean, we've broken down a panel event to a near science. We have from the first email you send to your panelists, to the thank you email, to how to think about your questions, to how to present at your questions. Everything has been broken down over the past 4 years since the conception of NAAMA NextGen, all of the different types of events, so we can really help our new chapters succeed, grow, and thrive. We have lots of funding, courtesy of you guys, really. We have the ability to connect with some of the physicians within our network, within the NAAMA network. We have the ability to connect them with other chapters who have already done it. And also we have our quarterly meeting. And the purpose of this meeting is to ensure chapters are on track. The first one is mostly to inspire and excite all of our chapters. So that's actually going to be on the 11th. The next one is going to be somewhere October, November, more of a reflection meeting to make sure that all of our chapters are on track. The third, transitioning boards, and the fourth, recognizing the new boards. Now looking at empowering our members directly, we have national events, and we have our national summit, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be on October 8th. We have 2 medical school deans, both are Arab American, Dean Wael Sakr of Wayne, and we have Dean Kikano from CMU. Amazing event. We have a test prep discount, which I'm very excited to announce that we recently have secured. Is going to be 15% off of all Kaplan materials. We have our mentorship database, which I'm going to circle back to in just a little bit. And finally, we have some research opportunities, which I'm going to get to a bit. Now, this is the exciting part where I get to brag about what we've done. So firstly is the Keys for Syrian Kids fundraiser. This is a fundraising event which happens annually. And since its date, we've fundraised over $200,000 benefiting Syrian refugee children through UNICEF. We have our national summit, which, here is the 44th summit. Ours is the 4th summit, but that's going to be coming up soon. Very cool project. The third one is Students for Yemen, another highlight for us. We basically gave a gift wrap fundraisers to any interested student organization, A to Z, how to recruit your members, how to fundraise. And we involved 45 student organizations, raised $20,000 and posted 440 Instagram posts, educating and raising awareness for the children of Yemen. We have our Soccer for Syria event, which is a charity soccer tournament which occurs every year benefiting Syrian refugee children and also bringing together our members through soccer and shawarma. So you can see that's half the attendees. There's actually a whole other half of the picture. That's half of our attendees for the events. We have some amazing research publications which were led by some incredible NAAMA physicians as PIs. One of which was regarding obesity in Arab American populations. We have one regarding HPV in Arab American populations. And very significantly, there was 2 studies, one regarding vaccine hesitancy in Arab American healthcare workers and vaccine attitudes in the Arab American population. And this was actually the largest cohort study of its kind, and it was presented at the White House. And again, none of this possible without the amazing leadership and support of NAAMA physicians. And finally, the COVID-19 virtual town hall series. And so this was at the very beginning of the pandemic. We had some very prominent speakers. There's a need for information, and we were able to give it to 200 registrants per event from 16 different countries. So a really amazing virtual series. Looking at our current state of affairs, we have 25 chapters, and we've expanded from 16 chapters to 25 chapters in, I believe, the past year alone. So lots of expansion, Conservatively, we're going to get an updated member count after the summit on October 8th, but conservatively, I would say 600 members. We have our quarterly meeting on September 11th, and we have our national summit on October 8th. So that's great. And here are some of our chapters. Towards the bottom are the ones that have been recently onboarded. Some of our founding chapters are Wayne. New Jersey has been with us for a very long time as well. Very excited with the addition of University of Michigan Dearborn, with a huge Arab population in Dearborn, as many of you know. All of these chapters, hopefully you see an institution that you might belong to or recognize. This is from our last in-person national summit. It was at the Henry in Dearborn. That's where it's been traditionally hosted. This year it's going to be in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. So very excited about that. And now, in the near future, we're finalizing our website. And so if you want to check it out now, all the content is up to date. Aesthetically, we do want to improve it. And this is an initiative which I hope everyone here can participate in. It's the Mentorship Database. Within NAAMA, we have, yes, I see the 2 minutes, I'm going to be done. Within NAAMA, we have an amazing resource as students, probably our most powerful resource, and that's you, the physicians. I mean, you are the ones who have already done it. You are the ones who have so much experience and connections and can really guide us, and we want to make this accessible. So how the Mentorship Database will work is that if you are willing, you will put in your information, so that will be your location, your specialty, your contact information, and what you're willing to be contacted for, whether that's to help students with research, to help students with clinical opportunities, with volunteering or whatever it might be, and students will be able to reach out to you. So there's going to be a QR code at the very end, and I hope you guys can scan it and participate in this initiative. You are our biggest resource. Next, we have our social media initiative, and as I said, for many of our students, in the near future, we want to be just like you. So what we would like to do here is we would like to highlight the amazing NAAMA physicians on our Instagram, and there is a small form to fill out here. It's just going to be some information about yourself, about your story, professionally, personally, and also we would like to have a small video giving one piece of advice to our students. So again, there's going to be a sign-up form for this, and I'm sure we can send it to you afterwards. Finally, we have some scholarships and awards. As I recently said, we've partnered with Kaplan, and they are going to be giving out a $3,000 valued award at our summit, so very excited for this. And I know the NAAMA Foundation is working on some scholarships, as said in the dinner yesterday. And finally is the Recruitment Project, and I think this is going to be a really huge step in the right direction for NAAMA NextGen. Because although we've expanded 9 chapters, this was done because people saw our good work and wanted to participate in it. There's actually been very minimal attempt to actively recruit new chapters. So I think over the next year, we're really going to explode in our chapters. We're going to expand immensely in our member base. And ultimately, everyone is going to be a part of this larger NAAMA community in the future. So I'm very excited to see where the next year takes us. This is the last slide. Looking at NAAMA NextGen, I've been involved in it for a while, and to me, a successful NAAMA NextGen, what is a successful NAAMA NextGen? A successful NAAMA NextGen to me is when someone comes and they tell me that they met their best friend through NAAMA NextGen. Is when they come to me and they say, I found a research opportunity because of NAAMA NextGen. I was able to find a mentor through NAAMA NextGen. I was able to find a clinical opportunity because of NAAMA NextGen. It is that power of connection. And looking at the ultimate goal of NAAMA NextGen is for people to be still involved in NAAMA and maybe doing research together or presenting together or opening up a practice together and being a part of this larger organized Arab American community. And in terms of this, I think we're on the right track. But really at this point, we need you, our biggest asset, to bring us together and really make this into the incredible organization that it is. And so at this point, I know I have like a minute maybe, but I hope that everyone can sign up on the Mentorship Database. This is a QR code. Just open up your phone, able to log in the Mentorship Database and the social media spotlight. We're going to be emailing you a lot with this kind of stuff too, so don't worry about it if you're unable to get it. We also have our website, NAAMANextGen.com, and for any updates regarding events, to join the Mentorship Database, the social media spotlight, any events, any programs, the Instagram is NAAMA_NextGen. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm really excited to be involved with all of you.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you very much. We all agree that we need to support you guys because you are our next future.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If anybody has one question or two,
So,
Omar.
Omar, excellent talk. My name is Amir Shbeeb. I used to also be a student, and it's nice to see the next generation continue the trend. I see you guys have mentorship opportunities, shadowing, research, and stuff like that. So as you guys transition from students to residents, the next step is you're going to start looking for job opportunities. Do you guys have anything in place already for people that are in residency looking for the next step? For instance, I know some of us here are academic, but a lot of us are private practice. So I'm out in California, I work in a private practice setting. It's a little hard for me to help find someone a research project or get into medical school or to do an internship. But when residents are looking for jobs, I mean, we're expanding and hiring. I'm actually opening up a surgery center next year. So we have a lot of growth in California. And if we had residents next gen that are interested in jobs, I mean, we can, whatever specialty, I can definitely help them get in, especially with us. We're like a healthcare network. So we do, all medical specialties. So that's, I think, something that we can really help with our next gen students looking forward.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, I would love to talk to you about that afterwards. Thank you so much for bringing it up. Hopefully we can, have some of these opportunities through the mentorship database, but also directly to our students. I really think this is the next step for the org. I mean, as I said, it's been 2018, so 4 years. So just now, people are becoming residents, and I think, as you said, that would be really incredible for NAAMA NextGen and NAAMA. Thank you.
On the light side, this moment is very fascinating because we have a great speaker. His name is Omar.
Thank you.
We have someone who raised a question. His name is Omar. And my name is Omar. We have three in one. You have set the bar very high for yourself. You have delivered truly an outstanding presentation, and you are plowing a whole new pathway for yourself and for your group. And I predict for you a fantastic leadership role. You're reminding me of two medical students I trained. One became my dean of medical school. I worked for him. And one is my current chairman of heart surgery. I will be working for him in 2 months at Emory. I hope one day you will become our president and we will work for you.
Thank you. It's too kind. I can
Thank
only
you,
hope.
Omar. Omar will be available if there is anybody has a question.